at BrickFair, Exton, Pennsylvania. This is the MOC Walk 2022 Part 2. So we have already covered the majority of displays throughout here. I calculated about 3/4 of it on the previous video a couple hours ago. And we are working our way through a couple more table sections. We're going to start off over here with a giant mosaic of Morty. No, Rick. Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. I haven't watched the show in a while, but I still can't believe I fumbled that. I love the use of light aqua in here. It really pops out, especially with the way that Rick looks. I'm not always good for words, so I may not use many of them going into every single display here. We do have a section in here for miniature models, some even of trains, mostly of houses, buildings, some landmarks in there as well. We're going to make our way around now for space. I did say earlier that I had Garden Slug and another section to cover. I will actually do those afterward, since I'm already starting on this side. But they will be covered in this video. This is honestly one of my favorites. It's been there for several years. A miniature model of an actual Lego set, Hydro Crystallization Station, or Aquazone. Lots of great uses of parts, even some redesigns of older Lego themes like the Space Police Cruisers here, even having their own suits.
Wow. Guys, look, that's our Saturn V rocket. See, they got 4 Saturn V rockets and changed it. Oh, wow. That's our exact Saturn V rocket.
That's the starship they're working on right now? Wow.
And then they changed the...
There's also SLS that was supposed to launch tomorrow.
Oh.
Wait, that's our space shuttle. Oh, yeah, that's...
This is probably what you have at home.
Yeah.
This is the Lego kit.
Yeah, okay.
This is a modified, this was actually a Boeing concept and I modified to what it was.
Wow. That's amazing what they can launch for that.
Wait, look.
Oh my goodness.
People around it.
They were talking, the project name was the Rhine Nuclear Rocket. They launched a nuclear bomb literally out the back once it was in space. We did it that whole station.
Those are astronauts.
Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, those were little astronaut guys from the center. Yeah.
That's the Hubble. That's the
Is the SLS the one they're testing now? That they keep trying to launch and they keep postponing it? Yeah.
They postponed it again.
Yeah, for the hurricane or something, right? Yeah. Okay, all right. It's the SLS, all right.
Yeah. That's what they postponed it tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
supposed to be like next week.
Pretty soon, I guess, right? Yeah, okay. The SLS, honey, it's these, I guess.
Look at that thing.
What do I guess? Is the block 1 or the 18? Do you know which one they're trying to do?
They were doing the block.
The block 1? That's the one they're trying to launch?
But this will be Artemis 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, wow,
The rest
okay.
of them. Now, this is what we get people to move.
More than we've had in a few years, I guess. They're testing this. Do you remember that's the one that they stopped a couple weeks ago? The hydrogen is leaking or something, and they're going to do it again, but then the hurricane's coming? Yeah, but they're going to try like next week or something, pretty soon.
This one's supposed to put people around the moon. This one's supposed to put people on the moon.
Did you make all these?
I built all of them, but I did not design them.
Look at that. Look at that.
You're going to try to make that Mtron that like opens up on top?
Somebody already did.
Oh yeah? Is that around here?
Actually, I know the designer, so
Oh wow.
his builds. He actually, I'm thinking it's him. It might be a she. I don't know. But the designer.
This one I really dig. Not only by the lobster aesthetic of it, but I can tell by the gears in there, it's either really good greebling or has a transformative function. Even if it's just for the looks of it, I love the mechanical style.
I designed all that.
These were also ones I enjoyed. The barbecue and honey mustard. I didn't even realize that was the name. But I saw these earlier. I was like, those are some really nice parts used in there. Like the Unikitty tails and those like curved pieces along the top and bottom and left and right. The cuttlefish speeder. These are really nice. New to me at least. I don't remember these from any other shows. I gotta give credit to this one over here for its unique cabin design. The way they use the transparent orange pieces in there, fantastic. Edges line up just right. Chef's kiss. During World of Lights, this was a very illuminated area because of these light stands. I'm not entirely sure which kind they are, but it was a really genius idea to light up all of them at once. Ah yes, Discord bar. I saw that one in Virginia.
Hey, you found my space technician.
And then we have a series. It's like a fleet of them. It's always fun when they can make their own fleet of ships. Axel Plate, how's it going? Lots of space we're covering this time. Starting things out on this one. This one's got a lot going on in here. I love the giant brick-built skeleton in the center. And with a horn nonetheless. It is spook season, so that means we gotta go dootin'. This one is called Brick Wars. Brick Building Wargaming Community. So Brick Wars is its own fan-made game series, using different elements to play around and game pieces in different ways. Morning.
I didn't want to interrupt your video.
No, you're all good.
Thank you for the ticket.
No problem.
Save me a couple bucks. No,
I wasn't
spend
sure
it
if
on
I
my-
sent the message earlier this morning.
Oh, yeah, no, I got it. No, thank you. And then no, it was good. Rob, I was like, wait a minute, you have a ticket for me, and Rob said he had a ticket for me, and then I was like, you guys coordinate to bring the tickets out for
And
me?
then you got like 8 of them.
And then I got him. He was giving them to people, I think, at the door.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
found a family with a bunch of kids, and he gave them.
Yeah.
So, no, I appreciate that, because now I have, more money to spend on something new.
Yeah, so it was something else. I've already had something to take home that I didn't
really?
expect. I got a miner, like a city mining set for
Oh, wow.
$10. Only missing a couple pieces.
Oh, wow,
It still
that's
has all the
cool.
figures, and I got to look through the build and everything.
Cool.
But there's been a lot of car trouble this week, so
Oh,
most of
no.
my yard sale was just to,
Pay for the car.
pay for the repairs. I still haven't actually got the repairs yet because I've called around multiple places all over the place, all over around here,
wow.
and nobody wants to take me until at best Monday.
Yeah,
And,
my alternator went last week, and that was $100. I understand.
That's a
But,
transmission issue. Some of them they didn't even want to diagnose, or
Wow.
they like AMCO said that they would, but they didn't actually do anything when I brought it there.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
why?
We had a phone call. You invited me to come in, and then you turned me down. Why did I drive here?
Why did you, yeah.
Meanwhile, having the car stalling even further. every so often.
It's still stalling, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my car, I was on 295, it died. And I just all the electrical just stopped. And I just coasted and rolled off the side of the road. And I called, Honda. And they're like, I had to have it towed to them. And then they're like, oh, well, we were going to give you a Honda part, but we didn't have it. I'm like, well, now my car's dead. They're like, well, we'll give you a generic. So they put a generic one in there, but at least I got my car back.
Oh, that's good.
But no,
Yeah.
but still, it was still 11. This is cool. So what are you
So
doing?
yeah, I'll figure it out. So I did a live stream earlier today where I was
cool.
walking around just to cover all the mocks that were in here. I only have
Yeah.
a couple more tables to cover now,
Oh, cool.
mostly in this room.
Cool.
And in between, I've also, so most of the things I've been doing through the weekend, like in public days,
Yeah.
since I'm having displays and I'm
Displays,
here
right.
for work, I've been doing the bridge build.
Oh,
so
cool.
when those events run, we just had one. I think 130 was the best so far today.
Oh, wow.
And yesterday our record is 188
Wow.
with one fluffy puppy on it. Because that's always the joke one when it's like, we're out of weights. What else do we have?
Yeah.
We have a stuffed dog to put on top of it.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, it's how many bricks can be removed from underneath it and still support the weight.
Oh, wow.
So 188, one fluffy puppy, and 6 bricks removed.
Wow,
That's pretty good.
That's pretty amazing. Cool.
Well, hopefully we'll get to that again today.
Yeah, so you're doing that again at what, at 1?
That's at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, okay, so we'll watch that.
Yep.
He's doing the bridge build, so we can watch him do that.
Yeah, and honestly, surprisingly, there would have been enough space if we had more of our group to display, even if it was just on our own.
Yeah.
So like Rob has brought a whole bunch of stuff with Guardian
Yeah, I
Slug,
think that
and we've had a good conversation with them as well.
Oh,
so
good. Yeah.
try to get the two groups to coordinate.
We couldn't coordinate bringing his stuff. I had to work yesterday, and I had to work Friday. I'm like, I had to rearrange my schedule for something. I rearranged my schedule for breakfast.
Yeah, there you go. If it's gonna be one of them, that makes sense.
It's the one the whole group is doing. Yeah. All right, well, thanks again for the ticket.
No problem.
I'm sure I'll see you at Christies over. I don't know if you saw her yet. She's by the lighting guy in the back corner.
I actually had no idea until maybe yesterday that she was coming.
Oh yeah, I don't
And
think.
I was surprised because I thought she was gonna keep working at it with the clubhouse.
I think she wanted.
I think she deserves one. I just didn't like she's been so gung ho to me,
Yeah, I know. She's been living there, so no, it's nice. She can see the sun and get out.
Absolutely. All right, enjoy. Things like that happen all over the time, but it's all good. I like each of these having their own unique color schemes to them, especially this one in the corner. I've been meaning to do some spaceship MOCs for years, especially again adapting different color schemes and working with the parts in those colors. Things like transparent dark pink, which isn't even on the table right now. I don't remember the last thing that saw it, but okay, it's a little bit back here with the thrusters. That's the color. Or if you know the Ninjago sets that are out crystallized, they have like pearl gold and transparent dark pink is the main colors for that wave. Things like that. Some kind of motor operation in here. I can see it along the front with the treads here. So that works out neatly. I like the Mountain Dew as a fuel source. It works for some people. Energy drinks work for some people too. And we got very massive, very elaborate spaceships along here. There was a tradition in the LEGO community called Shiptember. I don't know all the specifics about it, but I know a lot of it has to do with spaceships. And it happens in September of every year, posted online and brought to conventions when possible. So it does have its own segmented area in this particular show. This one's really cool. I like the intricacies in here. The little furnaces in between things, the ladders. This bucket piece is only in red in like one set. It's got a train vibe without actually being a train. Last moments of a legendary ore freighter. There we go. Big Fits #2 from Jeff. Well done, Jeff. This one's in a nice color scheme of white, dark gold, and metallic gold. No, dark green and metallic gold. That's what I meant. I did see the next one at BrickFair, Virginia, and I don't know why the chat stopped for a moment, but I do appreciate you all joining in. I'm like a Rick. Yeah, exactly. It was the first part of it. Yep, I'm good. So Uyama, welcome, and a Fluminok. Hopefully I'm pronouncing those correctly. If not, I apologize. I do like this one where it has a lot of good detail on its own merit, but the encasing it's got a very Life on Mars theming because of the sand purple in there, all the tubing all throughout, even some aliens and teal in there.
Oh wow. That's so look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. Those are like a chainsaw. Yeah. See, it's like a mouth.
I'll bring our way over here. We got Bob Burgers, another one of our lenticular MOCs. So on one side we got Rick Sanchez. Other side, might be better if I zoom out. But at an angle, it will look like Morty. You can see the eyes and hair coming through. There we go. That's looking better. It might be my angle of it. I do apologize for that. So yeah, we have two bricks here. These are always fun, the pneumatic spheres. These are the kinds of things that you would see very multicolored. It's like the base color white and a whole bunch of little rainbow colors in between. It happened as a kid to be like a Liberty Science Center or something. That like, it's a ball that has joints that can contract and then expand to make a larger ball, and actually can... Normally they would have some bounce to it. I don't know about these, and I'm not here to test them. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for watching from the Netherlands. Good to see you here. We have a small version of the ceremony from episode 4, and then a wide version from episode 4. Chewie needs his medal. I still believe he needs to give him that credit. If they're going to keep modifying the Star Wars movies in different editions and releases, at least throw a medal on him. That's one thing I'll say. This one I spoke with the creator, Victor, who's also created the Star Wars area over here. He says that this one is very fragile on the solar panel wings. I still think it's impressive. Even staying still like this, holding itself together all weekend, I haven't seen it break. Hopefully I was looking away when it did. It does actually have some motorization to it. There is a power functions motor built into each side of it, one over here, one over there, that's able to turn these panels, angling them at different ways. I did get a small demonstration of it, but unfortunately it's not enough to continue supporting it, so for now it's remaining offline. But still a remarkable model. We did have to move the stanchions out a little bit just to be sure that none of it breaks in public. This one's more like the Ideas version. So the builder isn't here, but he does have a lot of Technic from various years. Throughout yesterday, he had a hands-on demonstration of all these different mechanisms, all the different vehicles. So a lot of them have steering functions, tipping, raising and lowering beams. Some of them with motors built in, like you can see right here. Some pneumatic functions built into some of those, even some ages. 1979 for this bulldozer. Goes way back. 77 is when Lego Technic began. Technic Expert System, I believe it was first called, or even some of the earlier packs referred to it as Technic Expert System. And fair to say, it's lived up to the expertness. This is actually one I owned as a kid. Excuse me. I had this one as a kid. I still have all the parts. I maybe built it once. And it wasn't one that I recall. I recall getting it as a gift, kind of by surprise. But I do love all the gunmetal gray that's through here. And I would love to integrate that into some other builds. It's got a really cool rotor function, so it actually spins the propellers up and down, like so. And each of them can have their own spin to them. Again, it's not motorized, but it is operated by knob. You have a Technic submarine in here as well. I just left. It was fun. I got the Sanctum Centaurum. Hey, no problem. I'm glad you were here still. So we have another pneumatic function built into the submarine. Technic submarine. Very cool. I believe if not the first, it was one of the first Lego underwater theme sets. Like before there was a Town Divers theme. 1997. It was very close to that. Around the time of Aquazone as well. If I recall correctly. It's either that or there was an Arctic one that was Technic before it was System. So a lot of different vehicles. This is a lot less of a mock display, but rather a demonstration of existing Lego sets. And these are sets that I remember seeing several times in the magazines never got to own myself. There's a really unique part inside of this one for the stick shift. Nowadays, they would use a lot more pieces to make that happen. But you can see they had a specific H-shaped cutout on the actual piece in the set to make that happen. I do also like the stickers, but they are over assembly for some of the speedometer and dashboard signals. I do agree, yellow is a great Technic color. It's a good outlying thing in here. Mercedes-Benz, the mobile crane. Is that Mark 1 or Mark 2? Mark 2, yes. I actually own parts to the mobile crane Mark II. You can see back there. It did include a motor, it included a lot of nice gears and all kinds of pistons and other functions. I never built it though. I got it on discount at Toys R Us before, it was probably a year or two before they actually closed. It was on manager discount. It was sitting in one of the middle aisles. Had a damaged box. But I could never build it because I couldn't even get past the first bag of instructions. It was missing bags of parts or individual parts, and I decided to just part the whole thing out. Some of those parts actually went into one of my first modern Bionicle MOCs, the Scavenger. And there are some parts I still have around. There are some parts I sold off. I didn't need the tires. I didn't know what to do with every single function in there, especially the like piston-like pieces, but I still have many of them scattered around in parts bins. If I did want to build something in yellow, I got plenty to use it, just out of that set alone. I think I paid $150, and it was more than that. We have a very large space-themed area over here. All different builders coming together. From Del Valle, as in Delaware Valley. I like the Blacktron pulley cart that's going along with the Mtron train. Some modified versions of classic space vehicles. They just have their own base of operations. 2001 Space Odyssey reference there. Dinosaur with the jetpack, because why not? There are a few of them that are based on Lego sets. We have one over there that's based on the Lego Movie 2, a smaller classic spaceship. You have a Lightyear ship. You have further back there, Mars Research ship. And another one is over here as well. There's a Cyberdrone ship in front and back. And a Doctor Who reference. And these little craters. Paprika for this area. I like the idea of the canopy pieces used as windows. Make some nice wide window framing. We have a whole pen of different green aliens inspired by Lego sets, or even just inspired by bugs. There's one that kind of looks like a platypus. A lot of solar panels, solar generators. Now we got some authentic classic space in here. It's 90% to 97% legit, part for part. So the Galaxy Explorer, the one that you see nowadays, the 90th anniversary one, looks like this originally, back in 1978, also known as 928. There was a 927. I want to say 1906 was a small one, but I could be mistaken. But there were several versions of this ship for different scales of them, basically, but still fit minifigures, had some compartments. And of course came with some of these landing base plates. Crater base plates were around that time. Very useful, very effective. I've even seen nowadays people have made smaller versions replicating these craters as 3D printed models. So different colors available, but still covering the similar sculpting. I don't need to tell you what's going on here, but I will. Crop circle. And Kevin's blasting off. Grabbing a cow with him. Another table or so around here before we go to the other side of the room. We have ourselves an Mtron dedicated area using some UFO saucer pieces on top. I also like the canopies used in here for the windows. These were originally from Town Divers, having a bubbled look. Good to have some pink in here. So some more lively color going on. Unfortunately, I haven't made a lot of pink astronauts. I have one for the Benny Space Squad from Lego Movie 2 and the Intergalactic Girl from Collectible Minifigures Series 7, I want to say. I'm a little rusty now. I should know that. But even still, the construction on each of these is amazing, remarkable. Building things on the sides, giving them distinct shapes and lining. I also like a little bit of Paradisa back here on the wing, having the palm tree there. Are there any authentically pink Paradisa pieces in here? If there are, I am overlooking them. There is a larger, older pink piece. It might have been Paradisa. Oh, there we go. Some of the ice cream scoops over there on the tiles, and the area for those chairs. Those are original pink. Another staple of LEGO fans is the moon base as a collaboration. So this would be similar to Great Ball Contraption. Can go from show to show. Anyone can join. It's got its own modular system to it, so you can pair a lot of different models next to it. And Moonbase is having this large on-set station. All these little passageways going from one building to the next. We even have a Guardians of the Galaxy reference inside of here. We have a Monkey Kid reference on the left-hand side. Especially because we have some of the Monkey Kid sets with space theming. I definitely love the work on the sign. You can read it says Pizzatron. And even having the craters underneath in the shape of a pizza. This thing is very well thought out. Although that may be a molten area for the pizza itself. Very toxic sauce. You got a few men in high protective suits to make that happen.
Is over 66. Over 66.
So there we have our modern version of the Galaxy Explorer. He may have some modifications. I'm not fully aware since I haven't built it yet, but I am looking forward to building it. I just have to find the proper table space to set it all up. And then I'll have the proper shelf space to put it up. The shelf at least was taken care of already. I like the molten look in here for this lava inside of the crater. There's the pink spaceman I was talking about earlier from Lego Movie 2.
Alright, we gotta go. Lost Dad and Ben and Grandma.
I-16.
Of course, have some Star Wars directly in here. And then you have the later classic space before it becomes Futuron. A little differences in color scheme. I do also like the addition of transparent red in here, especially for all the paneling in the windows.
I-18.
Hopefully you can see inside of there a couple people sitting down. There's a repairman walking through.
B3. B3.
have a station set up over here
G50.
and some maintenance. It's on a maintenance shelf or shed. Well, I haven't seen any monorail track on here. They have some alternatives, which honestly look just as good. I'm loving this thing coming around. Very creative design.
G51.
Using power functions, and chain.
They're upside down.
37.
So it's like the hanging rail that you would have in some roller coasters.
39.
Careful, guys.
40.
Comes again.
5.7.
From here, we're going to make our way over to Garden Slug. Of the registered LEGO user groups.
146. 146. Next one up. G56.
So we have here starting things out. We have the board game of Clue, built up in Lego, even having its own characters with color coding, segmented rooms and hallways, several different items scattered throughout. Even some of them with the characters themselves. Rob is very good and very active with the 12-piece challenges that are online. Which try to build a Lego model with only 12 pieces. Micro scale of Philadelphia and the Museum of Art. This one I enjoy for the use of the Belleville Knight figure, the Prince figure, fighting against a dragon. Fabuland was one of the older LEGO series. Axleplate, I'm not familiar with that, but I'm glad that it resonates with you. So it's a little unclear from here. It's actually Star Wars emulated with Fabuland. So the pandas in here are stormtroopers. We have some rebels that are bunnies, some monkeys, all different kinds of animals. Shima's represented in here as the Cantina band.
I don't think I can handle it.
We even have a brick-built Jabba and a sailboat. Just to have fun with the color scheme. This one is all based on the Maltese Falcon, or the Maltese Parrot, I should say. It's crossed out. So all different props. I believe this one has been in a couple shows so far this year. It's very cool. And that link piece I'm not familiar with, but works very well here for the handle. And then Rob also has Friends Vengers. Friends-themed Avengers and superheroes. Even down to the hairstyles and some of their outfits.
Yeah.
My son Brian.
Yes, I remember that discussion.
Sorry, we're already on.
I mean, I've got a bad memory.
So we have a full band. We have a private school. It's filled with different classrooms, recreational rooms, cafeteria, restrooms.
First car, I-26.
It's all good.
And then a second floor to the building with more science classes. Again, more hallways.
I was debating whether or not it's that's why I didn't get it.
So when we do train, it's all part of the train city and the train runs around.
73. I-25.
Once again, a Friends-themed area, expanding upon the existing Friends sets.
Oh my gosh.
N36. N36. 070.
Don't know if it was an accident or not. The one building back there, it looks like it's in a heart shape.
N31.
We move our way back to Duplo for a little bit with a Fairyland display.
B58. 58. N30.
Oh, you were back there.
And then we have a series of Unikitties with different themings. So there's a Christmas themed one, a Halloween themed one with light up eyes and mouth. We have one similar to Astro Kitty from the Benny Spaceship, and a Batman Kitty. I'm really surprised I didn't make. It's up in there. But is it running today?
Oh, it's running great.
Okay.
Turn gravity on. As a physicist, turning gravity off is one of my favorite things to do. And then when we get about halfway, we'll fire the engine up. You see the fuel start to go down. The speed's approaching 0. Turn the engine back off. Let it fall a little more. Give it one nice little final kiss to the ground. Green lights. The astronaut survives.
That cooler was.
Then we have our Minecraft kitty and a Minecraft anatomy. And wrapping around, another large cityscape, especially focused on a farming area. And here we move over to our final area of Steel City Lug and assorted tables nearby. Starting off from left to right. A very illuminated Eisley Cantina.
Cantina. That's the Cantina. That's the one. There's Wallace, man. One of these guys.
Some lights out into some of the iconic sets. This build actually uses some of those Clickets pizzas I was talking about earlier. So if you look at the very ends of the squiggly lines where the star is, those stars are Clickets. And then up here is a Lego Star Wars store display with a giant Vader who can actually move his arms back and forth by pushing the button. The backdrop is based on The Empire Strikes Back in Cloud City. I don't remember the year of it. I only know it's up to a certain point since the head was modified and printing on the torso was changed at some point. The UCS styled K2SO from Rogue One.
Don't get me started on that. Yes. And then they're not even open when you need to use
I know we'd heard news recently about the UCS Razor Crest.
it in the middle of the night. It's like,
Well, this is one built way before that. Victory class Imperial Star Destroyer. I really like the turrets having the shredder claws. I like the little bits of sand, dark tan and sand blue mixed throughout.
you're really trying for me. If anything, if I do end up getting it, you'll deserve part ownership of this block. Just let me spin it.
We have several different kinds of
I'll bring it to every
collectibles.
convention and we can trade hands on it.
Certificate of Authenticity, the bronze see-through here. One of one. Various collectible and highly valuable Star Wars figures, some of them even in chrome. I was helping someone out with a Bricklink store a few weeks ago, and they actually had a Jedi Bob, perfect condition for the cape too.
Nice.
And and somewhere within the same bins or so, not only a Jango Fett, like the OG Jango Fett, but also an additional head and helmet. So we think there might be another,
Bonus.
complete one in there somewhere.
That's awesome.
We have the Lego House version of the wooden duck, a very iconic part of Lego history, and then the actual duck itself. I got fooled at Virginia because I thought there was one towards like the Mosaic area, but it was a reproduction.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it mentioned it on the card, like somebody had, and it looks good. Like they really took their time to emulate it. Yeah.
I didn't see that there. I must have missed it. I did a speed run through Virginia. I was
Well,
only there for a couple hours.
I mean that's fair because it was Virginia. It's pretty big. Somehow I want to play Tetris right now. I'm not sure why. And we have a large version of the Crate Hall, very illuminated inside. very full trees. And a nice purple too. I like the curtains being at different lengths and using those pieces for curtains. I like the log pieces. It's a good building with all the dark orange in here. Each building has its own unique profile. Is the cement truck yours? In front? The blue cement?
Yeah, that's a set though.
Right.
That was actually a set, but yes, yeah, that's mine.
So I was going to ask about it because the one I had growing up, I've rebuilt it 2-3 times or so, but some of the pieces didn't have enough pigment and actually broke like on rebuild. So I was wondering if something similar happened with yours.
No, I want to say that's maybe from 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, it's not too terribly old of a set, but it's not in stores anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a cool little set. That's why I got it.
Yep.
I like it. Thank
It's
you.
a-
I forgot it was there.
Yeah.
When you said that, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a cool one. I just didn't know how likely it was that those parts were fragile, like the blues and
really
things.
The only parts I've ever had problems with is some brown plates, and I know this is well known.
Oh, yeah.
And some dark red plates
Yeah.
and tiles. And I've had I went probably 30 years, and the only thing that ever broke was like a clip plate modified with clip. 1 or 2 of those wore out.
Oh yeah, one of the halves.
And then literally within a space of maybe a couple weeks, a year or so ago, I broke like 3 or 4 brown plates and tiles. What the hell? And then I mentioned that to somebody else in the club, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a well-known that there was a batch that just didn't do well." I mean, like,
But the weird part is that it's been happening for like old and new sets having that. I saw someone posted on Instagram the other day, 6 reddish brown horses, the kinds that actually have like the heads that can like rear up. All 6 of them broke, usually around the midsection of them, and they show photos of each of those. I was like, wow.
yeah, that's
So it's something. It's got to be something with the color itself that is not enough
It's some
material for it.
structurally changing the. Yeah, who knows? I'm not enough of a chemist to know.
Yeah, I mean, but I was aware of the dark reds, especially tiles, and I've had a headlight break like that.
Extra careful. I mean, I've had them snap, like I've had plates like this on a base plate, brown, that I've just used my brick separator and it's like snap right in half. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm just super extra careful with those now.
Absolutely.
Trying to make sure they stay reasonably. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's louder. Like he's building a building, so this looks really good tonight this morning. He's making another one of
This one has its own system called circuit cubes. The different metallic and electronic Lego pieces, or brick compatible. It's not from Lego itself, however. And having the circuitry underneath them so that it can light up different things very quickly. I do like the fireworks one. That was very cool. I like the very faint yellows and greens that are used in here. They really pull the mosaic together.
It's like a horror movie. You don't turn around and walk over. So you don't poke it. When he pokes it, and this blob-like substance falls off his skin and crunches under his hand. At the beginning of the end, it slowly dissolves eats in. And then it goes from him to the doctor. He's the nurse, he's the doctor.
Just making sure I got the QR code.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. I don't know if I know if we've talked before. I'm Will McDonough.
Oh, good.
Nice
I'm
to meet
Joey.
you, buddy.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, because I saw your post before, and
Yeah,
I knew
I
you
was
were
gonna
here.
say, I know we've talked on social media, but I didn't recall ever meeting in person.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
good to see you, man. Good to finally meet you.
Good to see you. Hope you're having a good time here.
I am, yeah. I'm having a very good time. Thanks for taking videos and stuff. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm trying to cover everything. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to. I know a bunch of it, even as soon as it goes out, it feels dated.
Yeah,
So-
I get it. I do.
They want to be sure to cover everything here because this is one of those more niche areas.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from like Virginia, it's like every year. So
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day as far as if it's likely that we'll come back. Like Pennsylvania, I think maybe, but maybe not here.
maybe not specifically this mall. Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I remembered that some people have covered, a walk around, presumably all the MOCs
Yeah.
at a given show, but some people's were overlooked for whatever reason, and probably not out of spite or anything,
Yeah.
but like just wasn't in the timing of it. So
Right,
I was
right.
like, I need to make sure I get it through here. Unfortunately, 1 or 2 tables left this
Yeah, I
morning
saw that.
or so, and I didn't know or I would have done it sooner.
And there was I think there were people down there that left as well.
Yeah, that's true. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks, man. You too.
Thank you.
But now you can put the blob.
Their fire truck, that's a fire truck. There's a fire and medical truck.
Somebody call up Richie because Gurren Lagann is here. I think I mispronounced it, but you know what I mean.
Look at that.
And that wraps it up. That's all of our mocks from Exton, Pennsylvania on Sunday, September 25th. I will resume the bridge building area for our second event. And have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll see you next time with more LEGO videos.
And now you want to do it, huh?